US President Donald Trump has doubled down on his claims of a Christian genocide in Nigeria. In a video released by the White House media team.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video, we need to talk about something extremely serious. The tension around Nigeria has just been pushed to a global level, and the way it happened has shocked many people. US President Donald Trump has doubled down once again on his explosive claim that Christians in Nigeria are facing what he calls a genocide. And in his latest video released by the White House last Wednesday, Trump didn't hold back at all. He said Christians in Nigeria is facing an existential threat. He said thousands of Christians have been unalive. He blamed what he called radical Islamists and described the situation as a mass slaughter. Trump went ahead to officially classify Nigeria as a country of particular concern. And guys, in the US system, that is not a small level. It is a signal that Washington sees a serious human rights issue unfolding. Trump even quoted figures claiming 3,100 Christian lives gone in Nigeria compared to 4,476 worldwide. He said, "What horrible numbers." Then he ordered Congressman Riley Moore, Chairman Tom Cole, and the U.S. House Appropriations Committee to investigate the situation immediately. His message was direct: America cannot stand by while this continues. Now, here is where things get extremely tense. The Nigerian federal government responded almost instantly. They rejected Trump's claims and said there is no evidence that any religion is being systematically targeted. According to the Minister of Information, foreign lobbyists, especially in the US, are pushing this narrative and trying to paint Nigeria in a dangerous light. The government admitted that insecurity affects many communities, but insisted strongly that there is no Christian genocide happening in the country. But guys, during an interview on Arise News, an African and global affairs analyst painted a very disturbing picture of Nigeria's security reality, and he made it clear that the issues goes far beyond arguments over labels. He said every life, Christian or Muslim, is important, and Nigerians should stop pretending that nothing is happening. According to him, extremists also attack Muslims they consider not Muslim enough, meaning the violence is much wider and far more chaotic than many people realize. He stressed that people are losing their lives every day. Whole communities have been forced out of their homes, and some areas are now totally occupied by violent groups. He said Nigerians cannot continue to act like everything is normal when clearly it is not. Then he dropped one of the most chilling analogies. He compared Nigeria to a frog sitting in water and slowly heating up over fire, not realizing the danger until it is too late. According to him, that's exactly what has been happening. The insecurity keeps getting worse, but people adjust and move on like nothing happened. He said instead of arguing with Trump, Nigeria should take responsibility and face the issue head-on. He argued that this could even be a moment to ask for international help, not foreign control, but intelligence support and advanced surveillance tools, because other countries have equipment Nigeria simply does not have. He believes Trump's statement should be seen as a wake-up call, forcing the government to confront the scale of the problem rather than pretending it does not exist. Guys, the tension around this story is massive. The claims, the denials, the questions, everything now in the open, and the video you are about to watch breaks it down in a way that will leave you thinking deeply about what is really happening in this country. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
US President Donald Trump has doubled down on his claims of a Christian genocide in Nigeria. In a video released by the White House media team last Wednesday, Trump reiterated his stance that Christianity is facing an existential threat and vowed to defend Christians in Nigeria. Let's take a listen.
Existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
Well, meanwhile, the federal government of Nigeria has accused those it calls foreign lobbyists of fueling the narrative of a Christian genocide in Nigeria. Now, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, stated that government findings point to a network of external actors, particularly in the United States, who are deliberately promoting divisive and misleading portrayals of Nigeria's security challenges. Idris emphasized that while the administration recognizes that insecurity has affected many communities, there is no evidence supporting claims of systemic targeting of any religious group. I'm now being joined here in the studio on This Day Live on Sunday by African and Global Affairs Analyst Dr. Victor Ohai. You are most welcome, Dr. Victor. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Well, there is a mammoth of stories happening around the world this week.
Yes.
Let us start with the biggest one, arguably. US President Donald Trump. He set his sights on Nigeria. Some say that is a result of, lobbying from the United States against Nigeria, pushing the US president to say what he said about Nigeria and double and triple down on it. What are your thoughts on it? Is he correct?
Well, see, this is, you know what they say, what goes around comes around. The memos leading into what we now see were planted by some people, even in the same administration years back, in an attempt to get at the former president. We didn't speak with one voice at the time. It was all about the president, and he's not handling the security situation. So those memos are still in the White House. There are photographs to show that we had made this complaint some time ago, and truth is, nothing has changed. For me, it's not really about whether it's genocide against Christians. Every life is very, very important, and none is superior to the other, whether it is Christian or Muslim. And so, what we should be talking about, and what I expected the government to be talking about, is addressing the issue of lives. Every life should matter. Yes, Trump may have said Christian genocide. I think we should stop majoring on the minor. For me, it's not just about whether it is Christian, but more importantly about the fact that, people are being killed every day. The so-called Islamists that are carrying out these killings also go to mosques, and there are moderate Muslims. Yeah. And those they consider not Muslim enough, in their own estimation, that they're killing as well. So should it matter that Trump has said it? I think that, from my personal opinion, it's not just Trump that should have said this. I think the rest of the world has stood aside and watched Nigeria allow these killings for too long. It's a wake-up call. If anything, I think Trump has done a favor to this government. The reason being that, it's like you put a frog, the experiment, you put a frog in cold water over fire, it starts heating up. The frog doesn't realize what is happening till it's too late, because it just warms up slowly, till the water gets scaldingly hot and begins to, and that's what we're going through here. I don't see any country in the world, any other place other than places like maybe where you have war zones and all that, where 50 people, 100 people, 200 people were massacred at once, and life goes on like nothing has, as usual. That is very, 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 that's not so cool, let me put it that way. And I think it's a wake-up call. And rather than fight Trump or argue with him, government should take responsibility and do something about it. It's about time.
This is it, right? Because I don't think you'll find anybody who thinks that there is no issue when it comes to insecurity in this country.
No, but there are those who pretend, like the proverbial ostrich, that because you bury your head in the sand and you don't see what's going on, that it's not happening. There are those who will tell you straight away that there are no killings anywhere. It's that bad. But that's not true. Sorry for that, interrupting you there. But that's not true. That's not true. This is happening. We see it every day. People are dying every day. We've seen even military generals murdered, killed. We've seen, whole communities wiped out. There are communities in Nigeria today where all the people from those communities are complete refugees in their own land. They can't go back because those territories have been occupied.
Agreed.
We can't pretend otherwise.
This is it.
Yeah.
We can't. And
No.
I mean, this is clearly a huge issue.
It is.
And when we are assessing the federal government's response to the United States, what satisfaction can you gain from that? Because I think over the course of this week, we have seen a lot of movement coming from the federal government. First, it was conversations and lines coming out of the presidency. And then we, of course, heard from the president himself. And then we did have the breaking news early on in this week about the federal government, the president compiling his list of ambassadors, because that also reignites another conversation that perhaps we've gotten to this point where we're hearing this rhetoric coming out of the United States because there was no real channels of communication.
Absolutely
At the middle levels because there hadn't been ambassadors. So we are hearing now that as early as this oncoming week, we would be able, hopefully, to hear some names being put back out there. But looking at the assessment of Nigeria's response, do you think it has been adequate? Or what are your thoughts on how Nigeria's responded to the United States?
Okay, so the question is, did they have to take Trump? Which is why I say Trump has really done us a favor. 2 years down the line, you don't have any voice in the room where important conversations are taking place in the major economies and countries and partners across the world. That is unthinkable. Who does that? Now they're being reactive instead of being proactive. As the administration is settling in, we ought to have the president in every country in the world represented by the ambassadors. We don't have that. That's not, I don't want to use certain terms here, so it's not looked at like a personal thing, but that's not so cool. That's not right at all. So now they're being reactive. Now you have to have an ambassador, whereas this could have been nipped in the bud. We could have had someone speaking and arguing on our behalf. Now we're thinking about, rejigging the architecture, if you like, the security architecture and all that. What I think that the government should have done is, one, take responsibility. Yes, it's happening. Because it's not the live one is aware. Even the blind and the deaf know that these killings are taking place, okay? So take responsibility. Look at what VDM, it took VDM to make the president go to Benue the other day. People around the presidency would have been lying to him and telling him that nothing is happening. He may not even be, I don't know, maybe he is, maybe he's not. But take responsibility, that's the first step. Yes, we're aware that this is happening. These are what we're doing. We might need some help. It presented an opportunity to ask for help. Help in the sense of intelligence, because they can see what's going on. They can tell movements. They have sophisticated equipment to be able to do that. We don't have it. Take responsibility, ask for help. It doesn't have to be direct in military intervention. No, we're a sovereign nation. But use the opportunity to negotiate, to say, okay, we need help in this area. We need help in intelligence, we need equipment, we need whatever else there is, for us to be able to, if there's sincerity, to ask for that help. This is the best opportunity to do that. Rather than argue and say, no, there are no killings, and then continue propaganda and looking for people to come and argue and say, is it true? Are they killing people? And then you find people lying on behalf of government that these deaths are not taking place. We cannot continue to do that, but I'm glad that this has happened because now government is even more alive to its responsibilities to its citizens. It had to take outside intervention. It's never too late to do the right thing. And I think that what has happened right now, we should be thanking, the government should actually be thanking Trump for making us have ambassadors, and those ambassadors should be grateful to Trump for their appointments.
I wonder if they'll see it that way.
No, they probably would never have gotten appointed.
I doubt it. I mean, I agree. I think many people would agree that, 2 years is ample time for ambassadors to be found. And even before 2 weeks ago, there had been calls for international representation of the president in different embassies because there are going to be issues there.
And the other thing is, these embassies, I'm told, are not adequately funded. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is an issue that has several layers.
The issue of funding them properly as well.
We hope so.